I love shawarma.
I heard you using different Arabic words.
And then I discovered that there are modes called the makamat.
Maqamat.
Politicians are failing us. And then I realized they were reciting the Quran.
All right, we made it, Fernando. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I should say assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I'm very glad that we were able to schedule this. A fun fact that we actually are re-recording this interview because on the second day of shooting back in early January, I should say, we had this interview right after our shooting ended. And it was a pretty spontaneous interview at 2 a.m. in the hotel's lobby. But unfortunately, after shooting it, the sound quality was not good at all. So we decided to actually re-record this and redo this. But this time, after we launched our song, Labbi Alnidaa, Answer the Call, and which is more exciting actually to have this conversation. So I'm very happy that we actually were able to do this. And I want to start first by saying that thank you very much for all you did for this project and for this initiative. I'm very happy that we're actually meeting after a successful project. I'm going to call it success. I know it's a little bit early. We're still 3 weeks in this project, but I'm very happy about the engagement. I'm going to talk more about the engagement, the comments that I got from all over the world, which reinforces the fact that this is a global, a universal topic that we worked on. Yes, this is happening right now in Gaza, in the Middle East, but it was happening in my home country before, in Syria, and a lot of other countries. So while it's a tragedy, what's going on right now, I'm happy that we're able to make, even if it's a little impact, that we're able to do something, right? People usually ask, can we do something? We're helpless, like we can't do anything. But we can, even if it's a small thing.
قد تسمع صوت الشمس بين حناياك تنادي بهمس افتح عيني قلبك تبصر نورا تنزاح غشاوة أحزانك واليأس.
So I'm going to start with my first question to you, which is people want to know who you are. Who is the Argentinian filmmaker that filmed this song? So Fernando, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
As you say, my name is Fernando Bazan. I'm a film director. I love arts, music, visual arts. That's what makes me who I am.
Amazing. Thank you very much. So back in December, I was actually looking for a production company that can help me get this idea that I had to life. And I had zero experience with producing a song, and knowing that this is my first actual song that I produced to the public. And I was hiring for production companies in the Middle East, and you from Argentina all of a sudden reached out to me expressing your passion about this topic, and you actually provided me a very amazing treatment about how you think your vision for this music video that really amazed me. But I still remember how passionate you were about being involved in this project. So I would love to know why you were actually very passionate about it.
First, First, I was looking to, I always looking for music videos, but it wasn't just a music video. This one, it has like a humanitarian theme, and humanitarian topics are things that come naturally to me. Like all my projects has this humanitarian thing. I usually tend to focus on, these dark topics, war, envy, very human, dark human emotions, but always trying to find and spark hope or some way to deal with these harsh situations. And I saw your post. You were looking for a production company or filmmaker in the Middle East. And I say, I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna write him and offer, because your proposal really resonated with what I was looking for. Because I don't like any music video, and with dancing pop stars and completely empty topics, completely random visuals taken from other. I wanted to make something more meaningful, something that have a real human aspect in it.
That's amazing. And you mentioned the word risk. I actually took the risk too. I like that you mentioned that, because you don't hear quite often that, people in the Middle East and Argentina are necessarily working on a music video together.
No, actually, no.
Yeah. So I'm very glad that we did. I'm happy that the world know that we did that. Whether it's the first time or one of the few times, that's a proof that no matter what's our backgrounds, we can work together towards a purpose, an objective, especially when it comes to a humanitarian issue like that.
فالقلب دليلك والحلم هدى وأمامك طرقات تهويها بنجاة وجراحك اجعلها أملا وجلاء.
While we were working together, I heard you using multiple times different Arabic words, which was very surprising to me in the beginning. And then you used another one, and then, and so forth. What's the context on your Middle Eastern culture knowledge?
I love shawarma.
Seriously, yes. There's a story about shawarma. When I was in Argentina, you took me to a shawarma place.
Yeah, it wasn't really good, but Arab food is a very important thing globally. It's like really, a lot of people enjoy it. It's also, even it's been in an Avengers movie, I think, the heroes eating shawarma. It happens also, I was in Spain, and friends of mine invited me to play. We were playing folk music, European folk music, but in the place we were, there was going to be an event after. They had many people, Arab food, and we had Sufis, and they were explaining, what Sufism is all about, and it was very interesting. Everything. I'm completely hooked by Sufism. What else? Music. Middle East music. There is something so. Music stories. You have a lot of tales. I even got into. Why it's that their music sound like that? And then I discovered that there are modes called the maqamat.
Maqamat, yes.
Yeah. there, there you start discovering that a lot of aspect of the culture is so rich. And it happened me also looking for music. I remember the one in YouTube, like they were singing. I didn't know what they were singing. I didn't know what it was, but it was so hauntingly beautiful. And then I realized they were reciting the Quran, and there are certain videos with you have the Arab and also an English translation, and there were certain parts. I remember one saying that death is the inevitable truth. It was like, wow, this is so amazing for me. Of course, when you start discovering that there is this culture and it's so rich, it really it made me so curious, so interesting about a lot of aspects of it.
Yes. Thank you very much. I remember you saying like inshallah like several times, which I was like, this is amazing. How does he know this word? And then you told me that there is an equivalent word in Spanish to it,
Yeah.
right?
Ojalá.
Ojalá. All right. Well, speaking of language, one of the things that we actually faced a lot while working on this project was the language barrier, which is something that I knew that it will be a challenge, knowing that in general, like people in Argentina mostly speak Spanish, and I don't understand Spanish, and English is my second language, and then English is your second language as well. So overall, it was a challenge, but I was, we were able to stay in sync, and we were on the same page, aligned all the time. And part of that was because, again, like this is a pretty universal topic. Children being victim of war, and we were all working together to remind the world that there's still hope. What's your take on that part?
It was our story about a child having to endure the process. The word for me feels these conflicts feel helpless. It's like a gigantic storm that we can stop, and there is nothing we can do about. It feels really sad because somewhere deep inside of us there is something telling us like do something, and there is we're powerless. And so constantly I see people yelling at each other, trying to impose their views on things, and none of them is listening. Politicians are failing us. They're supposed to be there to solve these kind of problems, but sometimes it seems that they're making the opposite thing. And I think where politics failed, where we socially, humans fail, and we need desperately to find this channel of communication. And that is what I believe that arts, where music it's like the spark of hope we have been talking about.
Music being the perfect language to communicate in this case.
Music connects us all. It's a connection. When you like, how much can you deny a music that you like? Because probably you can deny the lyrics, but you can't deny what you like. I mean, music, it's probably music's arts are a different way to reach people.
Thank you very much, Fernando. This was very touching. I'm just very happy and proud that I worked with a great human like you. I'm sure people got the sense of how great of a human being you are in the first place before being a filmmaker. So
But it was both sides, I think. It was like amazing experience working with you. Very unexpected. Never received. You came here to Argentina and you brought presents. It never happened to me. Never, never happened. You were really having this attitude of making it beside, everything that happened. We made that video possible, and it's amazing that something that started as we discussing ideas, like brainstorming ideas, and then we brought back to into visuals, and finally into a music video, and all the process. I really don't feel it's only me. It was more like a team that we all collaborated. We all did our parts. The process that was hard. We were working a lot of hours, sleeping, not sleeping almost, and yet, and despite everything that happens, humanly, it was a pleasure, really.
it was a great pleasure, really.
It was a great pleasure.
Working with you and with the team, every single person on the team, really. And speaking of the hurdles, I have not shared a lot of the things that happened throughout the journey, but I think you touched on it briefly. I think more to come on that, but to your point, we both made it work, because even there were challenges even after shooting and after like post-production. There were a lot of challenges, and you were not only a filmmaker, you played several roles. You actually wore several hats. You were a translator for sure, and you were a great person. And thank you very much for your kind words. I want to thank you again one more time for involved in this project, for doing an amazing job, and for helping to spread hope and spreading the message, the universal message, throughout the world. Thank you so much, Fernando.
Thank you, please. It was really my pleasure to be part of this video.
Thank you, Fernando. Take care.